Hey, welcome into the Northwest Georgia football scoreboard show tonight. Flying solo, so we'll make this a quick show. I was trying to wait until the Cartersville Cass game was over. Watching that over there on the internet, and looks like Cartersville blocked a field goal, last-second field goal by Cass. Game is heading into overtime. We'll run through the scores here right quick, and we will get you caught up on everything that's going on. Yeah, great night of high school football, though, man. A lot of games came down to the final play of the game. So we'll start out with the scores here. Carrollton had no trouble with East Coweta. Carrollton 56-24. East Paulding gave Langston Hughes a fight, 54-29. That game was within 20 heading into the fourth quarter. South Paulding at New Manchester. I don't have a score on that one yet. Douglas County at Paulding County. Still don't have a final on that one. Last score I saw, it was Douglas County 24, Paulding County 0 at the half. Rome, big winners over Sequoia, 56-3. I know Sequoia jumped out to a 3-0 lead towards the end of the first quarter. The Wolves turned it on after that. Like I said, Cass and Cartersville, 14-14, heading into overtime. Like I said, if you guys can keep me up to date on that one, man, I appreciate it. Calhoun, man, put a lot of points on the scoreboard tonight at Hiram, 56-35. Dalton rebounded well tonight, 42-7 win at Woodland. Northwest Whitfield, 37, Southeast Whitfield, nothing. That was on Thursday night. Cedartown got the offense going tonight with a 47-35 win over Heritage. Central hangs on and beats Sonoraville 45-35. I think at one point the Lions are up 21-0, and Sonoraville fought their way back. Daresville still rolling, 55-7 over Ridgeland. Coahulla Creek scored late last night within a minute to beat Ringgold 20-17. Gordon Lee hangs on and beats LFO 42-35. Bremen in double overtime beats Lafayette 34-28. I think this is the second overtime game that Lafayette's lost this season in 6 AAA. Lumpkin, big winners over Gilmer, 56-3. Dawson County beats Pickens 42-7. In 2A play, Model hangs on over Fannin 28-27. Fannin scored a touchdown with about 20 seconds left. Decided to go for 2 for the win. Incomplete pass. Model hangs on 28-27. North Murray, another big win over Gordon Central, 56-7. Rockmart, 48-6 over Haralson County. In Class A, Pepperell, the game I was at tonight, Pepperell beat Armurchie 20-6. Tryon, 49-6 over Coosa. Darlington, 35-0 over Chattooga. Bowden, another big win, man. The Red Devils are rolling, 63-14 over Forest Park. Heard County gets the region off to tonight to a 1-0 start, 56-22 win at Crawford County. Christian Heritage behind 4 touchdowns from Carter Triplett. Surprise Mount Pisgah on the road, 42-10. And Mount Vernon beat Mount Zion 42-17. Like I said, if you guys have any comments, if you're at a game tonight, hop over to Facebook, YouTube, get your comments in. Ask me anything you want to, man. Talk about the region standings. J-Dog said, how about them Purple Dragons? 2-0 in the region, 20-6 win over Armurchie. Got a big test coming into Lindale next Friday. Tough Darlington comes to town. But shout out to Armurchie. They fought hard. Yes, they did, man. It was an outstanding game. Hard hitting, 14-6 late in the fourth. Armurchie was driving. Pepperell stripped the ball, ran it back for a touchdown. like I said, Armurchie can't hang their heads in that one, man. They play tough. Still have playoff hopes alive. They have to hope Pepperell beats Dade County. If Pepperell beats Dade County down the road, it would set up a week 10, final week of the season, head-to-head matchup at Magic Morgan for a playoff spot. Yeah, Tryon, Darlington, and Pepperell are all undefeated in 7A right now. Juju passed for 455 yards and 6 touchdowns. Farmer had 130 yards rushing. Juju has 24 touchdowns and no interceptions for the year. Yeah, I was just thinking about that earlier today, man. Surprisingly, I was looking at the Juju stats, and they weren't as huge as they were last year. They got a lot of guys on that team that are getting things done. But I think Carrollton's getting ready to kick it in. Like I said, there were only 6-point favorites tonight at East Coweta, which I thought was kind of strange going in. But I looked at the results from last year, and East Coweta kept it within 10 points. Carrollton took care of business tonight, though. Scott Buffington says, Armurchie versus Pepperell was a lot closer game than the score showed. Absolutely, man. Hard-fought game, 7-0 at half. The Indians had 3 costly turnovers. I think all 3 of them were on long drives. But the defense, our Armurchie defense did a good job keeping Tyler Rogers in check for the most part. If Central wins out to go undefeated or wins the region, Umbra should be the Northwest Georgia Coach of the Year in his first season. He's done a phenomenal job. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I was thinking about that earlier today too, Jake. Man, I think we must think alike because I was just going over, who I thought was the Coach of the Year so far at this point, and the job that he's done down there with Central, man, is super impressive. He was actually one of our finalists last year when he was at Paulding County. First-year head coach last year at Paulding County, took them to the playoffs for the first time in about 10 years. Moved over to Central this year. Phenomenal job. And some of the moves that he made as a coach, impressive. Starting a freshman quarterback. Region 6 AAA play was crazy this week. 2 games that shouldn't have been close on paper, but wound up going down to the wire. Bremen and Lafayette, and Gordon Lee LFO. Absolutely, man. 6 AAA. Right now, you've got Bremen and Adairsville tied for the top spot. Gordon Lee at 3-1 is the third place team with a tiebreaker over Kahala Creek. Kahala Creek at 3-1. Kahala Creek has Bremen and Adairsville in front of them, though. They could make some noise with a couple of upsets there. Kahala's looked real good over the last few weeks. Like that 1-point loss at Gordon Lee last week kind of hurt them as far as the region championship goes. But, I think those 4 teams are pretty set right now. I think they're just going to kind of hash it out to see what place they finish. I would have to give the advantage right now to Adairsville, just for the fact that Bremen has to come to Adairsville. And Bremen has been a completely different team at home and on the road. They beat Gordon Lee several weeks back, 31-3 at home. And then both times they've gone on the road in 6 AAA, they've struggled a little bit. Tonight having to go to double overtime to beat Lafayette. Kahala Creek takes down Ringgold in the final 90 seconds of the game on Thursday night. Absolutely, man. That was a great game. I listened at work to Mr. Brooks Carter, play-by-play, man. Great job. Nate Tilley with a 30-yard touchdown on the 4th and 10 with 1:13 to go to give the Colts a win. It appears that the Colts are headed back to the postseason for the second year in a row. They still got some work to do. David, I'm right there with you, man. I had to start this show right when Cartersville blocked that field goal at the end of regulation. If anybody has a final on the Cartersville Cass game, let us know, man. 14-14 heading into overtime. Huge game for Cass, man. If they can pull that off, they'll be sitting at Tops in 7-5A is the only undefeated team at 2-0, with Calhoun beating Hiram tonight. Yeah, we'll take a look at some of these scores again, right? Like I said, right quick, and then we'll discuss some of the region standings and where everybody's looking to be at this point in the season. Like I said, we'll go one more time. Carrollton beat East Coweta 56-24. Carrollton's undefeated in the region. I know they have a big game coming up at Westlake soon. That'll probably determine the region champion. Langston Hughes 54-29 over East Paulding. East Paulding playing tough, man. I think East Paulding is definitely a postseason team. Still waiting on those two Paulding County scores, South Paulding and Paulding County. Rome with a big win, 56-3 over Sequoia. Sequoia is who many thought was the second best team in that region. And if that's the case, man, Rome's rolling, getting ready for postseason. Cass and Cartersville tied at 14, heading into overtime. Calhoun, big win on the road, redeemed that upset from last year, 56-35 over Hiram. Dalton rebounds to go 1-1 in 7-5A, 42-7 over Woodland. Northwest Whitfield goes to 2-0 in 7-4A with a 37-0 win over Southeast Whitfield. Cedartown 47-35 over Heritage. Central 45-35 over Sonoraville. Yeah, so the way 7-4A stacks up right now is Central and Northwest are your two teams at 2-0. Cedartown with a win over Heritage tonight, it kind of gives them a leg up. I think the fourth spot is going to come down to whoever wins the Heritage Sonoraville game. Uh, 6-3A, Daresville 55-7 over Ridgeland. Cahulla Creek 20-17 over Ringgold last night. Gordon Lee 42-35 over LFO. Bremen in double overtime, 34-28 over Lafayette. Lumpkin keeps rolling, top 10 team in AAA, 56-3 over Gilmer. Dawson County 42, Pickens 7. Gilmer and Pickens play next week in Pickens in what could possibly be for that fourth playoff spot eventually. Model hangs on 28-27 after a last-second touchdown by Fannin. Fannin decides to go for two for the win. Came up a little short. Devils moved to 1-1 in 7-2A. North Murray 2-0 in 7-2A with a 56-7 win over Gordon Central. Rockmart 48-6 over Haralson County. So your two undefeated teams in 7-2A right now are Rockmart and North Murray. 7A, Pepperell. Tryon and Darlington all stay unbeaten in 7A. Bowden rolls again, 63-14 over Forest Park. Bowden and Christian Heritage Open Region play next Friday night. Heard County goes to 1-0 in the region, kind of secures at least the 3 spot in that region with Temple and Lamar County ahead of them. Christian Heritage 42-10. And Mount Vernon beats Mount Zion 42-17. Cartersville leads 21-14 in overtime. Cass has a ball with a chance to score. Actually, that game has gone final, man. Cartersville 21-14 over Cass in overtime. Man, great game by the Colonels, man, coming up short. Cartersville takes control of that region, 2-0, only 2-0 team in 7-5A right now. They host Hiram next Friday night, which should be a great game. Yeah, it says Rockmart has hit another gear, man. I can't see anyone stopping them. I have to agree, man. They made a quarterback change 3 weeks ago, and it seems to have done the trick. Rolling right now. I know they have North Murray and Fannin in front of them. They have to. I think they host Fannin and they go to North Murray. And North Murray is a dangerous team on the offensive side of the ball, but man, I don't see anybody stopping Rockmart in 7-2A right now. But yeah, I guess the theme of the night, man, was that Cartersville Cass game for sure was a classic. 21-14 in overtime. Canes hang on for the win, blocked a field goal at the end of regulation to send it into overtime. Yeah, like I said, if anybody else has any comments or questions, concerns, you can log on to YouTube or Facebook and tell us what you saw tonight. You saw some great performances. What games you're looking forward to. Cass and Calhoun will be a good game. Absolutely. I'm not sure right off the top of my head where that one is, but I mean, there's still so much to hash out in 7-5A right now. It's crazy. It's kind of what we all expected when the season started. You got Cartersville at 2-0. Hiram's 1-1 now. Calhoun 1-1. Dalton 1-1. Cass threw a pick in overtime on 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. That was your final. What are your region champion predictions as we enter the home stretch of the regular season? 7-5A, I would have to take Cartersville right now. I mean, just the defense for Cartersville. Big test next week with Hiram. But, yeah, I mean, with the Canes already with a win over Calhoun and Cass, I think they're in pretty good shape to win 7-5A. 7-4A, Central. With a win over Cedartown and win over Sonoraville tonight. I know they still have Northwest Whitfield down the stretch, but, I mean, the Lions are just so deadly on offense. They can throw the ball, run the ball. 6 AAA, Adairsville. I like Adairsville because they get Bremen at home. And 7-2A, Rockmart. 7-2A definitely. I'll go with the Yellow Jackets, man. They're playing probably some of the best football right now of any school in our area outside of Bowden. Bowden, Rome, and Rockmart right now are the 3 teams that have just kicked it into an extra gear this late in the season. 7A D2. 7A D2, we still have 3 undefeated teams at the top with Tryon, Garlington, and Pepperell. I'm going to lean towards the Tryon Bulldogs, man, just for the fact that they get Darlington at home. Last game of the season, week 10. We'll know a lot more next Friday night after that Pepperell-Darlington game. And then 5-2A, which is the Temple, Heard County, Lamar County region. I'm going to go Lamar, Temple, Heard County, Crawford County at 4. And then 7A D1 or D2, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Bowden for sure. Bowden Red Devils, Christian Heritage, and Mount Zion in that order. He said they asked Juju after the game what type of shampoo and conditioner he uses. He says, I can't disclose that information. I smell the NIL deal coming on. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I saw my first NIL endorsement today on Twitter. One of the other players there at Carrollton, he was selling his merchandise. If you want a Caleb Odom t-shirt, man, you can go to calebodom.com and get you a t-shirt, a mug, all kind of stuff, man. Like I said, I'm all for it, man. If they can, it's capitalism, I guess. Capitalist country. Yeah, Brooks. I'm actually looking forward to that 6 AAA final. You guys play 7 AAA in the playoffs. You do not want to finish 4th place. I can tell you that. You do not want to travel to Lumpkin County. Lumpkin County, they're just in a different gear right now. Mason Sullins, the running back over there, leads the state in rushing. Huge offensive line. But you play who you play. All right, guys, I'll run through these scores one more time, and then we'll get off this thing. I feel like I'm talking to the wall here. Carrollton, 56-24 over East Coweta. Langston Hughes, 54, East Paulding, 29. Still waiting on those finals from South Paulding and Paulding County. Rome, 56-3 over Sequoia. Cartersville beat Cass 21-14 in overtime. Calhoun 56-35 over Hiram. Dalton 42-7 over Woodland. Northwest Whitfield 37, Southeast Whitfield 0 on Thursday night. Cedartown 47, Heritage 35. Central 45, Sonoraville 35. Adairsville 55, Ridgeland 7. Cahulla Creek 20, Ringgold 17. Gordon Lee 42, LFO 35. Bremen in double overtime beats Lafayette 34-28. Lumpkin County 56, Gilmer 3. Dawson County 42, Pickens 7. Model hangs on 28-27 over Fannin. North Murray 56, Gordon Central 7. Mart 48, Haralson County 6.
What's up?
Murchie 26. And what's up, man? What's going on?
Lawrence, you got a copy?
Yeah, man. You there? Yeah, we got Benton.
I can't hear you.
We got Benton joining us live from you got me? Benton joining us live from the beach.
Got no sound.
But yeah, Bell wins out. They'll get Scaly in the semifinals, man. That'll be a great game. Scaly County, man, is a different level right now. That region 6A D2 at one point had the top 3 teams in Skid State with Scaly County, Manchester, who beat Bowden earlier, and Macon County. Saw y'all show about the new GHS stuff on Monday night. Looks like local 4A region next year could possibly have Calhoun, Cass, Northwest Whitfield, Central, and Hiram. That'd be tough. You got me, Ben?
Yeah, I got you now. I couldn't hear you a while ago.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you caught the end of that Cartersville game, man. That's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see the very end. I seen where it went into overtime, where somebody blocked a field goal or something.
Yeah, Cass had a chance to win the game. 2 seconds left. Cartersville blocked the field goal. Went into overtime. Kane scored on their first possession, and then Cass threw a pick.
Yeah, I knew that was a tough game, and I actually watched the end of the Fannin game. Fannin got the ball back, drove it down the field. I don't blame him. I'd have went for 2 as well. Went for 2, and just fell out of the dude's hands. Just fell short. Heck of an outing, to come back.
Yeah, I think that was the theme of the night, man. We had a lot of great games that went down to the final play. Bremen beating Lafayette in double overtime.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Jake says intro to entrepreneurship needs to be a required class in high school now with the NIL.
Yeah, I seen where Caleb Oldham signed a deal. He's got his websites up with all of his, I noticed that he's basically in his outfit with his colors. The only thing it doesn't say is Carrollton on his jersey. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just like it's been removed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought he'd probably come out better if he had maybe a little crimson color in there, a little crimson and white.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not sure how that works legally, but you're probably right there too.
Because the Bama people go crazy,
Yeah, they looking for a good receiver.
And someone do a block for the quarterback so he can throw it to him. What would be Cartersville new region next year? Man, I have no idea. I haven't heard any rumors, anything on any of the regions, man. I hope they get that hashed out here pretty soon.
I did hear one thing I did hear from multiple sources is it's almost a sure thing, and this may be way off, but when you hear it from more than one place, I think it might be true. But no private schools in the Division II in Single A. So if that was to happen, then you would most likely see somebody like Christian Heritage jump into Region 7, which is our local Single A region. So that could be interesting.
Yeah. We don't really have that many private schools in this area, do we? Just Christian Heritage and Darlington are the only two I can think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah, and I think I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm also hearing rumors that Tryon may bump down to D2. I don't know if their numbers are down or what, but I just don't know what region they would play in. I don't get it.
I mean, with Bowden, Mount Zion, I guess. Bowden, Mount Zion.
Yeah, that's about your only choice.
Probably teams a little further south than that. You get in there with Crawford County and stuff like that, you can be traveling forever, if you for softball, basketball.
Yeah, on the daily. That could be rough. I'm ready to see those numbers. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Based off the mock stuff I've done, Cartersville will be in 5A with Dalton, maybe some teams like Allatoona, Creekview, Sequoia. I could see that.
What about the Rome Wolves putting it down again?
How about that? Did you happen to see the score at the end of the first quarter?
No, I didn't.
It was 3-0 Sequoia at the end of the first, man. And I was thinking, I guess the computer was right. 6.5 point spread, but man, Wolves turned it on.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to stop in the playoffs, man. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me to decide where to go. Like week 1, week 2, week 3 in the playoffs. I know, man, you hopefully will have a representative from Northwest Georgia in the championship games, and we'll go check those out. I'm excited about those.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know where you'll be week 2, if possible. Down here at Barron Stadium, man. Langston Hughes versus Rome.
That is a viable candidate. Let's say that.
I tell you what, man. Before I go to work here, my Armoury Indians played tough tonight, man. They battled hard.
I tuned in. I think they were down a score and they were driving. I'm pretty sure there was a fumble return for a touchdown to put it 2-score. It sounded like a heck of a game.
Yeah, they had it 14-6 with about 3 minutes to go. They were on Pepperell's 30. Tried to run a little end around, and dude just came up and just took the ball from him and scampered 70 yards for the score.
Yeah, I caught some of the Chattooga Darlington. After halftime, it really wasn't much of a contest, but it was 21-0 at half, and Chattooga was inside Darlington's 20 twice, coming away with no points. So you just can't do that. You got to finish drives off against good teams. But, tough.
Yeah, Jake. Roswell is actually in 6A. That's who the Rome region will play in the first round. Luckily for Rome, they're not the number 4 seed, and they don't have to go to Roswell.
Yeah.
But whoever winds up 4th is in trouble. And actually, you got Roswell, Blessed Trinity, Alpharetta over there, and Sprayberry is your 4.
I bet you can't guess one of the most famous players to come out of Sprayberry High School.
Mm-mm.
I'll give you his nickname when he was in college.
All right.
Goggles.
Goggles?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That Rodrigo Blankenship, kicker from Georgia a few years back.
Oh, Sprayberry.
Yep.
Well, all right, man. I guess I'm about to roll out of here so I can get to work so I don't get fired. But
That sounds like a good idea. I'm out on the deck.
what day you heading back?
We're heading back Sunday, so
Sunday. All right, yeah. Well, tune in this Wednesday, man. We'll have our Week 9 Pick'em show. We're getting crunch time now.
Getting close.
Getting close. All right, man. Take it easy.
We'll see you.